My name is Matteo Rava and I'm a Senior Policy Officer at the European Securities and Markets Authority. We are currently working on sustainable finance because we believe that investment firms who provide, for example, financial advice and portfolio management have a key role in moving the economy towards a sustainable path. This is because in European financial legislation, it is very clear that firms providing investment services should always act in the client's best interest. However, what is not sufficiently clear in legislation and harmonized across sectors is the fact that this client best interest should encompass the sustainability risks and factors. So what ESMA is currently doing now is working together very closely with the European Commission in order to change European financial legislation and ensure that firms ingrain into the internal processes and procedures these sustainability risks and factors. What does this mean in practice? For example, with the new European legislation, firms will be required to provide sufficient staff training on the topic of sustainable finance. They will be required to update their risk management processes and procedures. They will be required to, for example, also manage the conflict of interest that derive from the distribution of sustainable products, because of course sustainable finance should not be an excuse for firms for any mis-selling of financial products. ESMA is aware that sustainable finance is a complex topic, and this is why at this stage we're still choosing a principle-based approach rather than granular prescriptive rules. However, our work will not finish with the provision of technical advice to the European Commission, but we will keep working in the following years, for example, through guidelines and questions and answers in order to provide guidance to both national competent authorities and firms on how the new European rules should be interpreted, applied, and supervised. As mentioned at the beginning, we at ESMA really believe on the importance of sustainable finance, and will work very closely with the Commission in the following years in order to ensure that Europe reaches the objectives that were set out and agreed in the Paris Accord.